So it being like 100 and something degrees and sitting in this van and air conditioning, thanks to a kind-hearted person, reminded me of the time I first experienced 100-degree weather in 2013. That was when I was very green. I started traveling in 2011, and I was still kind of green at the time. Now, mind you, I haven't cleaned from hard drugs for 5 years now. I have not touched anything harder than LSD or kratom in 5 years. All I do is kratom. I don't even smoke weed anymore. But at this time, I was doing whatever came across my path. And this was in Kansas City, Missouri, and these people were housing us up at their house right next to the hop out and giving me and my ex supplies of benzos, meth, heroin, and constantly drinking beer with us. Come to find out later on, they were trying to get a three-way with us, or a four-way, my bad. They were trying to start. I didn't know that at the time because I was oblivious and dumb, but we had quite a bit of an amount, and we were up for like 3 or 4 days, and we were trying to catch the Portland train, and we were fucked up on benzos and alcohol and all that, but the meth was the only reason we were awake, and the train pulled out, thinking in front of knuckleheads, thinking it was the Portland train. It was a 48 well right there, so we jumped in a well and got on that train. I barely remember doing this. I just remember getting on the train, and all them sedatives kicked in because the meth wore off, and went to sleep. And we slept like a rock for like, I don't know, 22 hours. Like, we were out. We didn't sleep for days, and this train was moving, and I remember I started having a dream thinking I was in fire. That was my dream. I thought I was on fire. I opened up my eyes and look around, and it's just really hot. This wind is burning me. I immediately stood up, and it looked like I thought we were in Nevada. I'm like, okay, yeah, we're going to Roseville. Shit, we took the wrong train. We're not going to Portland, we're going to Roseville. This must be Nevada. Oh, was I wrong? I was so wrong. And this was back when I was green in 2013. I didn't know what I was doing yet. Well, I did, but not really. You know, today I would never have happened, sober or not. But yeah, I kind of realized we weren't in Nevada when we started pulling into Yuma, and I was seeing Arizona tags. And I was seeing Interstate 40. Or was it Interstate 10? I believe it was 10. I know it was either 10 or 40. But I do remember seeing Arizona tags, and I kept thinking to myself, this must be a tourist area of Nevada. This isn't anywhere else, right? But it was so fucking hot. We didn't have a phone at the time. I had a flip phone with no minutes on it. She didn't have a phone. We were just dumb. This was 2013. And the train stops, we got off, and we ran down the block trying to find anywhere with shade. We found like 3 blocks from that plot, we found a little thing where they print cards. It's like a little box thing. I can't explain it. It's like a garage underneath an old gas tank, old gas, whatever the fuck it's called. I can't think of the word for it right now. I knew the word. You know, where people pump their gas, those with the roofs. There was a garage looking thing in there, and it had a little opening on the side. I figured out it was used for painting cars, and it was like 40 degrees cooler in there. I remember getting in there and just going in there and falling asleep. Turns out we were in Yuma, Arizona, and it was 108 degrees that day. The next day was 106. The next day was 105. We fucked up. And, you know, I didn't know better at the time that I could have just hopped another train going east out of there and ended up in Chicago, more than likely. I didn't know any better at the time. I figured, oh shit, we got to get to Bakersfield. That's all I really knew. This was from the Crew Change Guide and from other kids of a distortment of papers with random fucking pages on it. You know, page 36 on one side, page 480 on the other. Like, really disorganized. And also word of mouth. That's how we figured it out at the time. And, you know, graffiti at the hop outs. You know, we didn't have what we have now. It wasn't digital age. And man, that sucks so bad because, you know, I didn't know we could just hop east. So what we did was we walked another half a mile to a gas station. We did it at night. We moved at night because it was way too hot in the fucking day to move. And yeah, half a mile, that's it. It was still hot as fuck at night. And we flew a sign at night to make enough to get supplies to hop out, which is really not what I do. You know, at the time I was even dumber than I am now. But, you know, like I said, I've been clean for 5 years. This is when I was stupid. Don't do this. And, you know, I almost died because of this shit. I kept catching heat strokes. over and over again. She caught heat stroke when we went in that little car painting thing. She caught heat stroke. Carport, that's what that's called. Anyways, she caught heat stroke several times, and we had to get ice, water, and all that shit. And we managed to get back to the hop out. We stayed there pretty much all night, just stayed up, feeling like shit, hoping the train comes before the sun rises, so we'd have to go back to that car painting thing. But they were gonna open, so I guess it was the weekend. It was closed, and an IM pulled up. We got on, and we rode to Desert Hot Springs. If I'm remembering this one right, because I know there was another time I was there, and we hitched out of there. I can't remember if it was the time I hitched out of there, if it was the time I hopped. I'm pretty sure it was the one when you hopped to Hot Springs. Both times I ended up in Desert Hot Springs. Because one time I hitched out of Yuma, but it was not cold. It was the middle of winter. I'm getting them 2 times confused, man. It's been so many years. I'm pretty sure it was we hopped out of there to Desert Hot Springs. It was because it was really fucking hot there too. That's right. And then we hitchhiked at night. We left there and we hitchhiked at night, and it was like 90 fucking degrees at night, and we caught a ride to Bakersfield from this native. I remember that. Okay. And the other time I caught a ride from a native, his name was Reggie, and that was out of Yuma, but I think that was during the winter. That was a different time. I hitched out of Yuma rather than hop, but that was after this time. Oh, I might have it backwards. I don't remember, but I do know we made it to Desert Hot Springs, and then we hitched to Bakersfield, and then from Bakersfield we hopped up to Dunsmuir, and then I got offered work on a pot farm. So there was that. One of my crazy ass stories from years ago, and I'm so glad I survived, because it was the dumbest mistake ever. I didn't take a moment to read the bill of landing. I didn't know any better. I just took the first thing that stopped because I wanted to get the fuck out of there. And it took a while for me to realize, hey, these people were trying to get us to do some fucked up shit. But yeah, again, I was really green and stupid. That's all I gotta say. I got more stories in the future. You are appreciated. Peace, love, Slack action.